Have you ever woken up and felt like your legs just didn't want to move? Maybe they felt heavy, stiff, almost like you'd run a marathon in your sleep. Or maybe just getting up from your favorite recliner took more effort than it used to. You found yourself using both hands to push off your knees, just to stand. If you're over 60 and you've noticed something changing in your legs, you're definitely not the only one. Millions of older adults across the country are quietly facing a hidden problem. They're losing muscle in their legs little by little, day by day, without any pain or warning signs. There's no big moment where it all starts. It just happens slowly, quietly. At first, you might notice you're not walking quite as fast. Then maybe you stop using the stairs as often. Maybe stepping down off the porch feels a little shaky. You begin avoiding hills just in case. And one day you realize you're not as steady on your feet as you once were. My name is Dr. Thomas Reid. I've spent over 2 decades helping older adults across America stay healthy, strong, and independent. From the heat of Texas to the hills of Vermont, I've met countless people who tell me the same thing. I guess this is just what getting old feels like. But here's what I always tell them, and I want you to hear this too. Getting older doesn't mean you have to get weaker. Your body still has the power to stay strong. Even at 60, even at 75, even beyond that. But you have to know where to start. And one of the most powerful places to begin is right when you wake up. A proper breakfast can do more than just fill your stomach. It can help protect the muscles in your legs. It can reduce those awful nighttime cramps. It can improve blood flow. And most importantly, it can help you feel steady and confident every time you take a step. Now here's the good news. You don't need to spend a fortune on fancy supplements. You don't need to run miles a day or join a gym. All it takes is a small change in your morning routine. Something you can do in your own kitchen with simple, affordable foods you can find in any grocery store. Let me tell you about Bill Henderson. Bill is 68. He lives in a small town outside Nashville. He spent most of his life behind the wheel a long-haul trucker for over 40 years. But one morning, while watering his tomatoes, he lost his balance and took a fall. No serious injuries, but it shook him up. That's when he realized something had changed. And instead of ignoring it, he decided to do something simple. He didn't sign up for the gym. He didn't start taking medications. He just changed his breakfast starting that very week. And guess what? Within a month, he felt stronger. His cramps eased. Walking became easier. And on Sundays, he started taking his grandkids to the park again. That's the power of small changes. In the next part of this message, I'll share what's really going on inside the aging body each morning. And I'll show you 5 everyday foods backed by research from top American universities that can help rebuild and protect your legs, one day at a time. If you're caring for someone you love, or you simply want to stay active and independent as the years go by, stick with me. Because the first thing you eat tomorrow morning could help shape how you walk, live, and feel for the next 10 years. 2. Why your breakfast matters more than ever after 60, especially for your legs. Every morning when you wake up, your body is in a special state. It's been 7 to 9 hours since your last bite of food. And while that might sound harmless, even normal, it's actually a vulnerable time, especially for your muscles. Here's why. While you sleep, your body keeps working. Your heart's still beating. Your lungs still breathing. And all of it takes energy. But where does that energy come from during the night? When you're not eating? The truth is, your body starts pulling fuel from the only source it has left itself. And more often than not, it uses your muscle. This process is something we all go through. But as we get older, especially past 60, our bodies don't rebuild muscle as quickly as they used to. So night after night, your muscles slowly shrink. And sooner or later, you start to feel it. Your legs feel tired during a walk. You need both hands just to stand from a chair. Those cramps that hit you at 3 a.m.? Not just annoying, they're a warning. And here's the part many folks miss. It all starts with breakfast. Now I'm not talking about a plain cup of coffee or a muffin you grabbed on your way out the door. And I'm definitely not talking about skipping breakfast altogether. The first thing you eat each day can either help your muscles or make things worse. Many older adults in America start their mornings without enough protein, minerals, or long-lasting fuel. And by mid-morning, their legs already feel weaker. Blood flow slows down. Balance feels off. And that unsteady feeling? It becomes your new normal. But it doesn't have to be. A study from Tufts University right up in Massachusetts found that older adults who began eating a well-balanced breakfast gained up to 35% more leg strength in just 8 weeks. Let me repeat that. 35%. In just 2 months. No gym. No weights. Just better food, first thing in the morning. So what's really happening here? First, your body stops breaking down muscle. It finally gets the fuel it needs from food, not from your own tissue. Second, you give your body the tools to rebuild. Vitamins like B12, minerals like potassium and magnesium, and proteins that your muscles rely on to stay strong and flexible. Third, you improve circulation. Good blood flow brings fresh oxygen and nutrients, even to the smallest muscles in your legs, the ones that help you balance, step, and move with confidence. And finally, and this might be the most important part, your mindset shifts. When you start your day with a real, nourishing breakfast, you feel better. You feel in charge of your health. You feel like you're doing something right for your body, your energy, and your future. So don't overlook your first meal of the day. It's not just about calories. It's about keeping your legs working so you can keep walking, keep living, and keep doing the things you love on your own 2 feet. One step, one day, one breakfast at a time. 3.5 breakfast foods that can help keep your legs strong after 60. As we get older, especially past 60, keeping our legs strong becomes more important than ever. We rely on them for almost everything: walking to the mailbox, standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, or just enjoying a morning stroll. The good news is your first meal of the day can play a big part in protecting those muscles. In fact, certain foods can help you feel more balanced, reduce leg cramps, and even rebuild muscle one breakfast at a time. Here are 5 simple foods that can make a real difference for your legs. First up, whole eggs. Eggs may seem ordinary, but they're one of the most powerful muscle-building foods out there. One boiled egg, only about 70 calories, contains nearly all the essential nutrients your muscles need, including high-quality protein and something called leucine, which helps your body rebuild muscle. Just 2 eggs in the morning give you more than 6 grams of top-notch protein. And the yolk, that golden center so many people skip, is where you'll find most of the magic. It's packed with vitamin D, B12, and choline, nutrients your muscles and nerves depend on. For adults over 60, eating eggs within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up can support muscle recovery, improve balance, and even lower the chance of falls, one of the biggest risks as we age. So don't toss the yolk. That's where the strength lives. Next, oatmeal and chia seeds. This duo is like the long-lasting fuel tank your legs will thank you for. 1 cup of cooked oats, about 1-2 cup dry, gives you around 4 grams of heart-healthy fiber, including beta-glucan, which helps reduce inflammation and keep your energy steady. Toss in a tablespoon of chia seeds about the size of a quarter, and now you've got omega-3s, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. These minerals help your muscles contract properly, boost circulation, and ease those nighttime leg cramps. Oats and chia together create a breakfast that supports smoother movement and fewer aches. They're especially helpful for those moments when your legs feel stiff after standing or walking too long. Want to make it even better? Top your bowl with a few slices of banana or a small handful of blueberries. You'll get natural sweetness plus extra antioxidants to help fight muscle fatigue. Speaking of bananas, let's talk about them next. A medium banana, about 7 inches long, has around 105 calories and over 400 milligrams of potassium. And potassium acts like a muscle whisperer. It helps your muscles contract without cramping, keeps your balance in check, and supports your nerves. Eating a banana in the morning helps steady your electrolytes and keeps your legs from feeling wobbly, especially when climbing stairs or walking on uneven ground. If you have type 2 diabetes or kidney issues, go for a smaller or slightly less ripe banana. And pairing it with oatmeal or Greek yogurt can help slow down sugar absorption. So don't think of bananas as just a snack. They're a simple way to support steady, stable legs. Now let's move to one of my personal favorites, plain Greek yogurt. Not all yogurts are the same. Greek yogurt has about twice the protein of regular kinds, around 17 grams in a 6-ounce cup. It also has casein, a slow-digesting protein that helps protect your muscles after a long night without food. And it's rich in vitamin D, calcium, and leucine, a winning trio for muscle strength and bone health. The best time to enjoy Greek yogurt is within an hour of waking up, especially if you've done a light stretch or short walk. If you're sensitive to dairy, look for lactose-free versions or ones made with goat or sheep's milk. Skip the flavored ones loaded with sugar. Instead, add your own touch, a sprinkle of cinnamon, a teaspoon of chia seeds, or a few fresh berries. Greek yogurt isn't just good for your gut. It's a muscle-friendly way to start your day feeling grounded and energized. And finally, pan-seared salmon. Yes, you read that right. Salmon for breakfast. Just a small 3-ounce serving that's about the size of a deck of cards gives you 20 grams of high-quality protein, plus a healthy dose of omega-3s and vitamin B12. Omega-3 fatty acids help fight muscle inflammation, support better insulin use, and make it easier for your body to absorb protein, which is vital for rebuilding leg muscle after 60. One study even found that older adults who ate fatty fish twice a week held on to 27% more leg muscle and had up to 36% fewer falls. You don't have to prepare a big fancy meal. Just lightly sear the salmon with a little olive oil and pair it with a few slices of avocado or half a baked sweet potato. No time to cook? Smoked salmon works too. Or you can try a good quality fish oil supplement, but whole food is always best when you can. So there you have it. 5 simple breakfast choices: eggs, oats and chia, bananas, Greek yogurt, and salmon, each offering unique support for your legs. They're easy to find, budget-friendly, and you don't need a degree in nutrition to make them work for you. Start small. Pick one to add to your morning tomorrow. Your legs will notice, and so will your confidence. Because every strong step starts with a strong beginning. And for those of us past 60, that beginning starts at the breakfast table. For steamed sweet potatoes with a pinch of sea salt, a simple morning trick to support your legs. It's not some fancy superfood. It's not a pricey supplement from a late-night commercial. It's something you've probably eaten before. A soft, warm, steamed sweet potato, just half of one. Add a small pinch of natural sea salt. And you've got one of the most overlooked tools for helping tired legs feel stronger, steadier, and more alive. After a full night of sleep, usually between 7 and 9 hours, your body wakes up in a state of low energy. Circulation slows down. Electrolytes drop. Muscles feel stiff. And that's when the little things start to show up. Maybe it's a tight feeling in your calves when you swing your legs out of bed. Maybe your feet tingle when they touch the floor. Or maybe you wobble a bit stepping out to check the morning paper. These signs are your body's way of asking for help and fast. And that's where this simple morning food comes in. Half of a steamed sweet potato, about 4 ounces, gives your body gentle, complex carbs. These carbs don't spike your blood sugar. Instead, they release energy slowly, helping fuel your legs through the morning. But it's not just about energy. That little half potato also delivers potassium, magnesium, vitamin C, and a trace mineral called manganese. All of these are essential for your muscles to stay relaxed, responsive, and well-balanced. The potassium, around 440 milligrams, helps bring back the electrolyte balance you lost overnight. Magnesium works quietly to relax the small, tight muscles around your knees, ankles, and feet. And vitamin C helps repair the connective tissue that holds everything together. Now let's talk about that pinch of sea salt. Not just any salt, but Celtic sea salt. Unlike regular table salt, this kind is unrefined. It still holds more than 80 natural trace minerals like zinc, calcium, selenium, and even a touch of iodine. Just one small pinch, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, or under 300 milligrams of sodium, is enough. It helps your muscles fire properly, supports better blood flow, and gently wakes up your nervous system. That's especially helpful for your legs, which often struggle with poor circulation as we get older. Here's how to use it. Steam the sweet potato the night before, if that's easier. Reheat it in the morning. Sprinkle a small pinch of sea salt on top. Eat it warm about 10 minutes after waking up before your main breakfast. It helps restore your minerals, supports healthy blood pressure, and gives your muscles a head start on the day. One French study found that older adults who added sweet potatoes and mineral-rich salt to their morning routine showed up to a 41% improvement in balance. Even better, their risk of falls dropped nearly in half after 90 days. Let me share a quick story. Dorothy Miller, age 72, from a small town in Pennsylvania, used to struggle with painful leg cramps every night. They were so bad, she had to keep a chair near her bed just to steady herself when standing up. 2 weeks after adding this morning habit, half a steamed sweet potato with a pinch of sea salt, her cramps were nearly gone. And after 4 weeks, she didn't need the chair anymore. My legs feel lighter, she told me. My balance is better, and I feel sharper. I honestly didn't expect something so simple to make such a difference. This isn't a miracle. It's just smart, down-to-earth nutrition time to match the needs of your body after age 60. You don't need expensive powders. You don't need to follow complicated diets. Sometimes, all it takes is one warm sweet potato, one pinch of natural salt, and a little trust in your body's ability to come back stronger than you ever imagined. 5.5 simple morning habits to help keep your legs strong after 60. Once you reach your 60s, mornings take on new meaning. They're no longer just the start of a new day. They're a fresh chance to protect your strength, your balance, and your freedom to move. The way you spend your first 30 minutes after waking can either support your legs or slowly let them weaken. But here's the good news. With just a few small changes, things you can do at home, in your pajamas, without any equipment, you can help keep your legs steady and strong for years to come. Let me walk you through 5 simple habits, backed by solid science, that help improve balance, reduce leg fatigue, and support muscle strength. Starting the moment you open your eyes. 1. Drink warm water with a pinch of mineral salt. Wake up your circulation. After sleeping for 7 or 8 hours, your body is slightly dehydrated. You've lost water and minerals through breathing and sweat. And without the right hydration, your leg muscles may feel tight, sluggish, or crampy. Here's an easy fix. Drink 1 cup of warm water, about 8 ounces, with a pinch of mineral-rich salt. That's about 1/8 of a teaspoon of Celtic sea salt or Himalayan salt. This special kind of salt contains over 70 trace minerals. It doesn't spike your blood pressure the way processed table salt can. Instead, it helps restore the sodium, magnesium, and potassium your muscles need to move. Sip it slowly, right after you get out of bed, before coffee or breakfast. It helps jump-start blood flow to your legs and gently wakes up your entire system. 2. Do a quick leg balance exercise, just 3 minutes. As we age, balance is one of the first things to fade. In fact, more than 3 million Americans over 65 suffer serious falls each year, and many happen in the morning. But one simple habit can help. Stand near a countertop or sturdy chair. Lift 1 foot about 3 or 4 inches off the ground. Hold that position for 10 seconds. Then switch legs. Repeat 5 times on each side. That's it. This small movement engages your calves, thighs, and hips, especially the ones that weaken fastest as we get older. It also strengthens the connection between your brain and muscles, so you feel more aware of your movements. Do this every morning, and you'll likely feel more sure-footed when walking to the mailbox, getting out of the car, or stepping into the shower. 3. Sit up slowly. Protect your brain and your legs. If you ever feel dizzy or unsteady when standing up in the morning, you're not alone. It's usually because blood hasn't yet reached your brain and lower body after lying flat all night. Here's what to do instead. When you wake up, don't jump out of bed. Take a moment. Roll onto your side. Swing your legs slowly to the floor. Sit up. Place your feet flat and take 3 deep breaths. Then gently roll your ankles and wrists 10 times each. These little movements help increase circulation, loosen stiff joints, and prevent those early morning stumbles that can lead to a fall. 4. Get a little morning sun. Feed your muscles and bones. You don't need to spend hours outside. Just 5 to 10 minutes of morning sunlight is enough. Stand near a window. Step out on your porch. Take a gentle walk around the block before 9 a.m. if you can. That soft, early sun helps your body make vitamin D, which supports healthy bones, stronger muscles, and better balance. It also helps reset your internal clock, improving mood, sleep, and overall energy. Low vitamin D is very common in older adults, and it's a major reason for leg weakness and bone loss. A little morning light goes a long way. 5. Eat something light within 30 minutes. Help your muscles rebuild. After a full night without food, your body starts breaking down muscle for energy. And after 60, it becomes harder to rebuild what you've lost. That's why skipping breakfast or waiting too long to eat can quietly chip away at your leg strength. But don't worry, you don't need a full meal. Even something light can help. Here are a few good options. 1 boiled egg, half a steamed sweet potato, 3 tablespoons of cooked oatmeal, a small serving of plain Greek yogurt. Eat something within 30 minutes of waking up. It signals your body to stop breaking down muscle and start repairing instead. This habit helps reduce leg cramps, improves your energy, and keeps your steps feeling solid and strong. You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy equipment. Just a little attention, a few minutes each morning, and a willingness to care for the part of your body that carries you through every moment of your day. Start tomorrow morning, because your legs still have many good years ahead and they deserve your support. 6. Frank's story, how he got his legs back at 69. Frank Dawson, 69 years old, lives in a quiet town just outside Springfield, Missouri. For over 40 years, he worked installing heavy industrial equipment, a job that demanded steady legs, sharp focus, and strength you could count on. But when Frank retired at 65, something started to shift. At first, it was small. He'd walk out to the mailbox and come back feeling tired. Then the mornings got harder. His thighs felt heavy. His calves were stiff. And more often than not, he found himself pushing off the armrest just to stand up. It didn't hurt, Frank said. It just felt off, like my legs didn't want to listen anymore. And I couldn't trust them the way I used to. His wife, Martha, noticed before he did. She saw the slower steps, the hesitation before they went for a walk. Even getting up the 3 steps to the porch, Frank had started holding the railing tighter than before. Then came the day that changed everything. It was a crisp fall morning. Leaves had piled up on the edge of the porch. And as Frank stepped down, his foot slipped. He didn't fall. But that moment, the feeling of losing control, just for a second, shook him. I wasn't afraid of the fall, he said. I was afraid of what it meant, that I might be losing something I didn't know how to get back. That night, Frank stayed up reading. He dug into research on aging, muscle loss, and strength after 60. And over, one thing kept showing up: breakfast. Frank had skipped breakfast most of his adult life. Maybe a cup of black coffee, a small pastry on occasion. Some mornings, nothing at all. He thought that was normal. But the studies were clear. After a night of sleep, your body needs fuel. Without it, it starts pulling energy from your own muscle. And for older adults, that means your legs quietly lose strength day after day. So Frank made a decision, not a drastic one, just a real one. No crash diets, no fancy gym gear, just small changes every morning. In his first week, Frank started simple: 2 boiled eggs, a pinch of black pepper, half of a warm, steamed sweet potato. The next week, he added Greek yogurt with chia seeds and frozen blueberries. A few days later, he started enjoying a few ounces of salmon on the weekends. Every morning began with a cup of warm water and a tiny pinch of mineral-rich sea salt. Then a few minutes of gentle leg lifts right there in the living room, no equipment, no stress. And slowly, things began to change. By the end of the 3rd week, Frank noticed something different. I stood up and didn't feel that weight in my legs anymore, he said. I didn't need to grab the table. And honestly, I felt lighter in my head, too. After a month, Frank was walking again. Not just to the mailbox. He was doing a full loop around the neighborhood, about 1.25 miles every morning. No cane, no shortness of breath, no more waking up with leg cramps. And maybe most important of all, he wasn't scared to move anymore. These days, Frank makes breakfast for himself and Martha every morning. It's nothing complicated. No pricey ingredients. Just real food, made with real intention. I'm not trying to be 40 again, Frank laughs. I just want to have legs that let me live like I mean it at 70. And that's the heart of his story. Sometimes, getting stronger doesn't come from a gym or a trainer. It comes from your own kitchen. A cup of warm water, a simple meal, and one good decision made every morning. Just like Frank did. One small change. One stronger step at a time. 7. Starting tomorrow morning, you can take a new step forward. Maybe for years, you've believed that tired legs, late night cramps, or feeling unsteady on your feet are just part of growing older. Maybe you found yourself pushing off the armrests of your chair, using both hands just to stand up, or pausing halfway through a walk because your legs just didn't feel like they used to. Maybe you've slowly stopped doing your morning strolls, telling yourself it's just part of aging. But I hope after everything we've explored together, you now see things a little differently. Weak legs are not just your fate. They are the result of daily choices, or daily habits that were never meant to serve you at this stage of life. And the good news is every morning, you have a new choice. A chance to slow down silent muscle loss. A chance to wake up your circulation, your strength, and your balance. And most of all, a chance to rebuild your trust in your legs, your independence, and in yourself. You don't need $1,000 machine. You don't need the latest supplement you saw on TV. And you definitely don't need a strict diet that leaves you feeling overwhelmed. What you really need is simple. One boiled egg, a bowl of warm oatmeal, half of a steamed sweet potato with just a sprinkle of sea salt, a few spoonfuls of plain Greek yogurt, a piece of pan-seared salmon a few times a week. These are not fads. These are real foods, rich in what your muscles have quietly been asking for. When you combine those with the 5 morning habits we've talked about, drinking warm mineral water, stretching gently, getting sunlight, balancing your body, and moving mindfully, you give yourself a strong foundation for the years ahead. Now, you might be wondering, so what should I do first, starting tomorrow morning? My advice is simple. Start small. Start with the one thing that feels easiest and do it with care. It could be that glass of warm water with a pinch of salt. It could be one boiled egg, or simply taking a deep breath as you sit up slowly and stretch your ankles. Every step matters, because every step sends a message to your body that it's safe to rebuild, to feel stronger again, to trust your legs. I invite you to do just one thing tomorrow morning. Pick one food or one habit from what we've discussed. Try it. Feel how your body responds. And pay attention not just with your eyes, but with your balance, your energy, and your confidence. If you found this helpful, I hope you'll subscribe to the Senior Health channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. In the next video, we'll talk about 3 popular breakfast foods that many older adults think are healthy, but that might actually be holding you back. You've worked hard to make better choices. Don't let one common mistake undo your progress. Because real health doesn't begin in a doctor's office. It doesn't come from a pill bottle. It begins at 7 a.m., right there in your kitchen, with the choice you make the moment you open your eyes. And remember this. As long as you can still take a step, you can still live fully. Because strong, steady legs are more than just legs. They are freedom. They are independence. And they are a quiet form of dignity, something you've earned. So tomorrow morning, choose the food and the action that helps you hold on to all of that. Because you deserve a life that isn't just lived. You deserve a life that's lived well, with strength, with purpose, and with pride.